It's been a while since I played Destiny. Let me go to my vault and see what kind of overpowered weapons I still have. What the hell is this thing? Exotics? For sale? Not in my Destiny!
What's up, everybody? My name is SentinelGray, and welcome to the channel. Now, before I go anywhere, no, I do not think everybody new and returning to Destiny sounds like a disgruntled old man. Don't worry, it's just a joke. However, I was asked recently if somebody should spend their Ascendant Shard on a masterwork piece of gear or one of the exotic weapons and the exotic kiosk in the tower. Honestly, the best answer is spend it on one of the exotic weapons. They don't get sunset, they're actually, some of them are really good, and then I thought to myself, well, I don't have any videos on giving you options of maybe what to buy. Currently, there's a ton of weapons. Some of them cost 2 Ascendant Shards, some of them cost 1, but I'm going to go over the 5 best ones, period, in that exotic kiosk. That is going to be best overall. I'm talking PvE, PvP, that type of stuff. It's mainly going to lean towards PvE because that's what I do, but there's one gun, there's a few of them in there that I just can't ignore for PvP because I've just been killed by it so many times. You get the gist. First up is Ace of Spades. This gun could probably be your new best friend, and ever since its re-release in Forsaken, I don't think it's left the hands of a good number of PvP players. That doesn't mean that this is only a Crucible weapon. Ace is actually really good for just about everything under Master or Grandmaster level activities. With Firefly and Memento Mori, it's a hell of a lot of fun, no matter where you take it. And I mean, though it may not be useful in high-level content, it's still a very, very good choice. If you're just starting out in Destiny and want a gun that you can use for an extended period of time until you get to the Grandmaster level, if you're even going to get there, Ace is a very solid option. Thorn is mostly tailored to the PvP side of things. So if you're somebody who loves going into the Crucible every day, you're probably going to want to pick this one up. Currently, with the buff that 140 RPM hand cannons have gotten, Thorn's been sitting in a pretty good place recently. And to be honest, it's another one of those guns that I've always seen in the Crucible ever since it came out. The poison tick damage is nice, and it actually lets you see roughly where enemies are through walls, just because there will be numbers that pop up on the other side of a wall, and you'll be like, oh, I know what's going on there. And whenever you kill somebody with Thorn, the remnants they leave behind reload some of the rounds in your magazine, which is also pretty nice too. And if you're a warlock and you have necrotic grips, oh boy, Thorn is something to be reckoned with in PvE as well. For PvE, you can very easily, with necrotic grips, clear a whole entire room and do excellent crowd control with no problem at all. Lumina is the light to Thorn's darkness, and it is the only weapon in the game that lets you heal your friends. I feel like this one goes extremely underused by most people because they're too focused on the damage they want to output as opposed to what they can take. It's one of the main pieces to one of the builds I did before I called the Battle Cleric. You can heal and dish out loads of damage if you know how to use it. When you hit allies with noble rounds, it not only heals them but gives them a damage buff as well. It's because of that reason you can 2-tap some people in the Crucible with a 120 hand cannon, and I think that goes really unnoticed. If you want to play support in Destiny, this is definitely the weapon for you. The next one is, guess what? Another hand cannon. Listen, there was a period to where there were a whole bunch of stories focused on hand cannons. Get off my back. This is what I got to work with. Ariana's Vow is the only hand cannon in the game that takes special ammo, but for good reason. It can hit like a truck and deals tons of damage. Not only that, but has the anti-barrier mod built into the gun, so it can happily shoot through Hive Knight shields, take in Vandal bubbles, and Vex Hobgoblin immunities. If you didn't know that anti-barrier rounds could do that, surprise! In previous seasons, and I even expect now, it's an extremely useful gun for Master and Grandmaster activities. So if those types of things interest you in the future that you want to do, go ahead, pick it up. Plus, it's also a sniper rifle in hand cannon form and can 2-tap in most situations in the Crucible. It's pretty nuts. The last weapon I have for you don't really need, but it's useful in literally any scenario there's a boss fight. And surprise, it's not a hand cannon. Anarchy is a grenade launcher that does damage over time and has been extremely useful in every single endgame activity since it was released. Essentially, how this thing works is you launch 2 or more nades close enough together that then connect. The connection acts as an arc tripwire that damages anyone who crosses it. For bosses, all you have to do is plug 2 shots of this thing into it and refresh whenever one of those nades explode. Right now, this is one of the pieces to the puzzle to deal insane amounts of damage to the final boss in the Deepstone Crypt raid. But the downside to buying Anarchy is that since it's an old raid exotic, it costs 2 Ascendant shards to buy as opposed to 1. So instead of this being an item to buy right now, I would put this on your wish list or keep it in the back of your mind. Just remember that it's there and that it has always been extremely useful. One final note, and I'm going to be extremely blunt about this. Flat out, don't buy any of the legendary weapons in that kiosk. The only place you could really use them is standard Crucible type playlists that don't take your power level into consideration. Just save your shards. And the other thing you may want to think about is the season currently ends in just a few more weeks. Season 13 is coming out soon, and I don't know what changes Bungie will make to the kiosk or if they'll add any new weapons or whatever. I don't think they'll take any away since there's literally no way to do any of the quest lines to get half of those weapons in there. That is going to be it for me for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this really helps you. And I'm sorry for the short video. I really wanted to get this video out just to give some players an idea of like, oh, what's good? What should I buy? It just happens that the vast majority of them are hand cannons. But I will see you guys next time. If you guys have any questions or you want to hit me up, be sure to do so on Twitter, or you can find me over on Twitch on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stream over on there, and I've been streaming quite a number of things lately. But I will see you all next time. Thank you all once again for watching. Remember, keep your heads up and be kind to each other. Bye now.